Mr. Vickers here, and we are going to start this week with the 5 themes of geography, understanding how people and places are connected. Always like to start with an opening question. How would your life change if you lived in these places? What about food, homes, jobs, transportation? How would they be different between these two locations? In the first picture, finding a job looks like this is a pretty busy area with lots of people, probably have different opportunities. The bottom picture, not so much. You're kind of literally on an island by yourself. Food, it'd be really hard to grow food if you lived in an area like the top picture. The bottom, that might be one of the choices is you can have a garden depending on the soil conditions. Transportation, we can see the train in the top picture. Looks like there's public transportation, there's buses. The bottom picture, you're going to be quite limited as to how you can get around in that area. And the same with these two pictures. Just take a moment and think, how would your life change if you lived here? Geography is the study of places and the relationships between people and their environments. It's not just memorizing where countries are. It includes physical features and human choices, places, people, environments, and the connections that bring those all together. The 5 themes of geography. Place describes the unique physical and human characteristics of a location. Location explains where something is on the Earth's surface. The human environment interaction explains how humans interact with their environment. Mobility, how people, goods, ideas move across various locations. Region examines how places are similar or different based on their physical or cultural characteristics, allowing us to group those areas together. Location tells us where something is. As a reminder, students, if you see this little composition notebook icon, that means write this down, please. This will be on your test. Location tells us where something is. If at any time you need a little bit more to write this down, feel free to pause the video. Location can be absolute or relative. Absolute location refers to the precise location. You can use latitude and longitude, the coordinates. You can use a street address as well for an absolute location. Latitude and longitude are also known as geographic coordinates. Latitude, a way to remember it, those lines of latitude lay flat, flat, but they measure north to south. The center line of latitude is called the equator. It's that imaginary line that circles the Earth at 0 degrees latitude. Lines of longitude run from the North Pole to the South Pole, and they measure east to west. The prime meridian runs through Greenwich, England. That's also going to be on your test. Relative location, so absolute location is a specific address, a specific set of coordinates. Relative location, however, usually describe those by landmarks, time, direction, distance. Right? It's just past the Dollar General, as we say in the South, or make a left at the magnolia tree. Those are relative locations. Now, one place can have two kinds of locations. There can be an exact position, you know the street address, but you can also explain that location based on relative, the position compared to another place. So absolute location is defined by lines of latitude and longitude. Relative location is the location of a place in relation to other places. The theme of place is fundamental for studying because it serves as the lens which we understand the unique characteristics of specific locations on Earth. It tells us what a location is like, and this includes the physical, human, cultural characteristics. What makes it unique? Land usage and culture of a location may change, so the place can change as well. Our world is very diverse. Understanding place in geography not only deepens our knowledge, but it gives us an appreciation for how we're all connected. There are physical characteristics of place. It could be landforms, mountains, plains, plateaus, bodies of water, rivers, oceans, the climate, tropical, arid, temperate. These physical aspects shape the environment and influence everything from plants and animals to what you can engage in. Physical characteristics can change, usually slowly over time, but they can also change quickly due to volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, things like that. Human characteristics of a place. How many people live, work, or visit that place? Understanding the people who call it home, their culture, their language, their religion. The type of government is also part of a place. For example, a democratic style is ruled by the people. Place can include nature and people. I want you to take a moment, think of a physical and a human characteristic of our community where you live. Physical can be mountains, rivers, the climate, humans, buildings, road, culture. The human environment interaction focuses on how humans and their actions impact the environment and how the environment impacts us. And this can take different forms, from the cities and infrastructures to adapt to local conditions, like dams for water management. It's how people modify, adapt to, and depend on their environment to fit their needs. People can adapt to their environment by wearing appropriate clothing, building a housing, discovering which plants were safe to eat, and how to hunt animals for food. We've learned to modify the physical environment by clearing land for agriculture, damming rivers or streams to store and divert water, or create hydroelectricity, like the image here. We've learned to live with things beyond our control. We've learned to alter the environment to fit our needs. One thing we talked about in class during the first week is why civilizations typically flourished, began around water, around rivers, fresh water, transportation. It's how goods and services and people, goods, people, ideas were moved. Rivers help people, and people reshape rivers. Geography also includes the study of movement, how things, people, ideas get from one place to another. Migration, refugees seeking asylum, movement between towns, movement of goods around the world. Can also use movement to track distances, how fast a far, try that again, how far a car can travel, how fast it can travel. Understanding why people might prefer some places over other. Movement impacts people, goods, and ideas. A phone is an example of technology that allowed for exchange of ideas. The ideas exchanged around the world now: fashion, fads, music, philosophical ideologies. This is all movement, these are ideas. Now, geographers can also analyze the different types of distance when studying movement. Linear distance, how far a person or thing travels. The time distance, how long it takes to get from point A to point B. Psychological distance, how people feel about distance. Let's look at then and now. 2,000 years ago, how, how, how did goods, how did people, how did ideas travel? By foot, on animals, on ships, maybe trade routes? What about today? People and goods can be transported on highways, jets. Goods are transported in containers. Ideas are transported on the internet. Regions. There's three types of regions and explains how and why places are similar. Formal regions defined by specific related characteristics with defined boundaries. Functional, organized around a set of interactions and connections like transportation. Or perceptual, where people perceive the region and its characteristics based on opinion. Here's some examples of different regions. Could be a delivery area of a Chinese restaurant or a Domino's pizza where they're delivered to. Different regions of Alaska, South Africa. These are regions. Going back to the regions of Alaska, it does not share a climate region with any other state because it sits so far north. We'll learn more about climate regions as we go through the course together. Regions depend on the characteristic you choose. One place can belong to a physical region, shared climate or landforms. Also a cultural region, shared language or region, shared language or traditions. A political region, shared government or borders. Think about the common characteristics that define our area as a region. Can one place answer all five themes or fit into all five themes of geography? Disney World. Where is it? Think about what it's like. Even if you've never been to Disney World, what's it look like? You've seen pictures. Human environment interaction. How was the land changed? Was it always paved with rides and restaurants? How do people, goods, and ideas arrive? People drive to Disney World. They can fly in and take the shuttle bus. There's different ways. What larger area is it part of? So let's go through this. Location, where is it? It's in Florida. You can give actual latitude and longitude. You can give a street address to the different parks. You could say it's just off the interstate. What's it like? Well, there's rides, there's food, there's hotels, there's transportation, there's boats. How has the land changed? I'm sure trees had to be torn down, bridges were made, airport was probably expanded because of that. How do people, goods, and ideas arrive? People and goods arrive on planes, vehicles. What larger area is it part of? The southeastern United States, the state of Florida. You can use the five themes of geography to define these areas. Well, Sparkman High School. Where is it? It's in Harvest, Alabama. It's off Jeff Road. You can give the actual street address. You can do that for all of these: place, human environment interaction, movement. How do students arrive? Cars, school buses. How do teachers, faculty, staff arrive? Vehicles. What larger area is it part of? North Alabama, Madison County, state of Alabama. The Grand Canyon. Take a moment. Answer these questions in your mind. Location. Where is the Grand Canyon? Place. What's it like? What's it like there? How has the land changed? And this is more of a natural change thanks to the Colorado River. How do people, goods, and ideas arrive? What larger area is it part of? Take a moment. What the pyramids of Egypt? Where are they? What's that place like? How has the land changed? How do people, goods, and ideas arrive? What larger area is it part of? Let's look at a historical application: the Nile River and how it shaped ancient Egypt. The location: northeastern Africa along the Nile River. What's the place like? It's a desert surrounding a fertile river valley. Irrigation and farming, human environment interaction. Movement: the Nile River carried people, goods, and ideas. Where is it? Part of North Africa, the Nile River Valley.